It is live. It is live.
Good, man.
The mics are hot. Make sure everybody knows that when they sit down. We got Mark Adams, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, jumping on here. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Great, doing well. Thanks for having me on, Rob. Appreciate it.
I got to ask about defense. Goodness me. I'm sorry. I felt like I wasn't.
No.
All right, so it was just kind of thrown on us. Man, you guys guard it at such a high level. You guys have done it at Texas Tech for a long time. You just slid right over like it was supposed to be that way the whole time, man. How much fun.
When you can't score, you better play defense. So, yeah, I've been asked that question a lot. But, we've had really good kids, and the guys who recruited were long, athletic, and had great attitudes, tough kids. So it makes it a lot easier to play great defense when you have those kind of players. But that's something we've kind of hung our hat on is defense and proud. I think we were number one in Ken Palm this year, and so, yeah, we're proud of that.
Yep.
I got to ask you, you've played against two of the teams here in the Final Four. What's your thought on the teams here?
Gosh, with Kansas, we're fortunate enough we beat them at our place, and then lost in double overtime at their place, and then the conference championship. So a lot of respect for those guys, and very, very well coached. They play, they play on both ends of the floor. Really good defensively, and then their pace on offense is exceptional. Really good in transition. I love Duke. The way they play as well, and I thought we played them really close. They have some really good players. Roach is better than we thought he was. Made some big plays there.
He's playing well.
He is, and then is it Banchero or is it Bancaro? What?
Bancaro. We've been trying to get T.O. to pronounce that right. Also,
I've been getting.
I'm telling you, we just called him LeBron. Because I tell you, he is so big and just unbelievably athletic. You just don't really realize how good he is till you see him in person, have a coach against him. But they've just got a great team, and then Coach K is just a unbelievable coach. It was just kind of an honor to get to go down and really went down and shake hands. I didn't know whether to shake hands. I asked for his autograph. I didn't know which to do, but he was so such a gentleman and so gracious after their win. So I just a lot of respect both of them. But yeah, I would. That'd be a heck of a game if that matchup happens. So I don't know which one I pick. I probably have to go with my Big 12 team. So I'd get everybody mad if I didn't. But that'd be tough.
Yeah. I've been told I haven't been to a game, so I'm putting you on the spot here. I want an invitation to come down to a game. I've been told you guys got the best atmosphere.
I've been spreading that rumor. I have.
Well, I've heard it from many different people.
You and Goodman both.
Yeah, Jeff. We've had to slap him around a little bit. He finally saw the light and how good our fan base is. Our Red Raider Nation is just unbelievable. So we were 18-0 this year and undefeated at home, and I wish I could take the credit for that, but it goes back to our unbelievable student section. We have nearly we have about 3,500, nearly 4,000 students that go to our games. I think we're the largest in the country. I think us in Indiana are right there, nip and tuck. And then just great season ticket holders, and we just got a rowdy crowd, and it's a great environment for our players to play in. Certainly, it's an unbelievable home court advantage for us. So,
you were very much an integral part of Chris's staffs that helped get that thing going to where it was. You were able to carry it over when you took over the program. How did you – no one thinks about Texas Tech as a basketball school, right? Before you guys got that thing rolling, nobody said, Texas Tech, best home court environment in college. But how did you turn Texas Tech into that spot?
Well, Chris and I both had even when we got together at Little Rock and I was assistant there, we both had just a real strong interest in trying to kind of sell the sizzle, not the steak, and just make it a really fun atmosphere, just not just a game, but more of an event. So we did a lot of things there. And back in my coaching career, the same thing. And I was out of basketball. I was in hockey for a while. And so, that's all about, throwing T-shirts and getting the players to fight and selling a lot of beer and just having a lot of fun. So, we worked at it really, really hard the first couple of years, and it just kind of became contagious and caught on, and Coach Beer gets a lot of credit for that. But I tell you, the one thing is our our Red Raider fans, they want to win, and they have high expectations, which is good and bad for me.
Yeah.
But it's great that they expect us to do well, and it's been a great ride and great journey. These the 5 years assistant and then my first year as a head coach. But give a lot of credit to our fans.
So you mentioned the hockey thing. I don't know how many people know this. You used to own a minor league hockey team. It was the Amarillo, what was it?
Well, we had the Amarillo Rattlers, and then I bought the Lubbock Cotton Kings a year later. So I ran that when I was a general manager, and didn't know a thing about hockey, but got into it there. And then,
can you break down the X's and O's?
No,
of hockey
I
for
can't.
us?
I still can't. But the first time I met with the hockey coach in Amarillo, we sat down at McDonald's, and so I was wanting him to kind of explain some things. So I drew a rink, and it had corners in it, and he started laughing. Well, now he said, "Now, Mark," he says, "that puck will get stuck in the corner." So he had to round off the corners for me, and then then I was trying to do a budget, and I asked him about how much a stick cost, about $30 or so, and then I said, "Well, a basketball costs about $40, $50, and I'm figuring this whole budget's going to be about $600, $700." And he just started laughing. He said, "Now, Mark, each hockey player will go through 30 or 40 sticks." So it went from like $600 to like $20,000. So, but I had so much fun running that hockey team. I really have a lot of respect for hockey players, how tough they are, and the fan base. And in Lubbock, we had some great fans there as well. So that was a lot of fun for me. But the one thing I learned from that morning thing, I miss basketball. I just love coaching, so I want to get back and start coaching again.
You recruit guys that could be hockey players.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, actually.
Yeah,
physical, big, long-limbed guys.
Yeah, I get a lot of that from my dad. My dad was was my hero, great Christian man. But he had won 5 state Golden Gloves boxing championships as a heavyweight, and he also played football at Texas Tech. So he was a really good athlete. But I've always had that fighter mentality. I think I get from him that every contest is some type of fight, whether it's ping pong or chess or a basketball game. So we try to encourage and develop that fighting mentality. And and our saying is together we attack. So that's what we always are, as a team, we want to put us first and the we ahead of me, and then go get after it, try to be the most aggressive team.
I got to ask about Adonis Arms. Like, this kid goes JUCO, then goes up to the northern part of the states.
There's never been a player with a more apt name than Adonis Arms.
Unbelievable. and he just continues to, continues to win and just do everything that the coach asked. He was sixth man and went there, and you guys picked him up.
I know it.
Like JUCO to Division II.
Well, not even JUCO. He was a walk-on JUCO. And then what a great success story. And if you know him, he's got just a smile as big as Texas. He's just a wonderful young man, a great heart, and with that, he's got a 45 verticals that helps as well. So, he was a crowd favorite, but so much fun to coach, and just won everywhere he's been. And we just really like what we saw when we recruited him, and just he's got good length and athleticism, shoot the ball, and just really blessed to have him on the team.
Have you guys at Texas Tech benefited from the portal more than anybody?
I'd like to think we have. You look back that when we went to the Final Four game, the championship game, we had Tariq Owens on that team. Matt Mooney was on that team as well. And then the next year we had, T.J. Holyfield started for us, transfer Stephen F. and Chris Clark, and then Mac McClung last year. Just nearly every transfer we brought in has been a star for us and really done well. So. And we're hoping that's going to be the case again this year. Maybe I need to be doing the recruiting now on the radio, but on this broadcast. But we've got about 2 or 3 that we need to solidify this team, and I think we can be really, really good again. And so we're back in the portal like everybody else.
How do you identify the guys that you want to bring in? Because we've talked about on this show today culture probably too much, but it matters so much when you look at the teams that are winning in college basketball. So when you have these short recruitment processes, which is what happens when you're in the portal, how do you know which guys are going to fit? Because, look, you guys have a certain style and a certain culture, and it works. But you don't want to mess that up, right?
Well, you know what, Rob, that's a great question. Why it's so great a question to me is that everybody talks about culture and culture over and over again. It's overused, but for our group of guys, that was the strength of this team. Is these guys really got along well together. And I go back and look at that team that got to the championship game. I thought that was a magical year, but this team had the same type of personality, unselfishness, and so it's a huge part of college basketball and for winning basketball. And so we do our due diligence, and we ask a lot of questions, and how coach was a young man, how much he loved the game, and what his goals are, and what kind of teammate he is, and just on and on and on. But it's still a little bit of a it's a crapshoot. You hope you're going to get the right guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
This
was great. I just enjoyed watching your play.
Three more questions.
Three more. I get three more.
Yeah, you get three more. No more from us. We're done.
But you guys on the bench over here.
I just enjoyed watching the team play so much.
T.O.'s a big Reese's Peanut Butter Cups guy, and I think he's a little upset. That your thing is make sure you have all your favorite players' favorite candy, right?
Yeah.
T.O. loves. Is he not one of your favorite players? No.
I didn't send in my questionnaire.
You know what? I don't know if we had any. In my office when you walk in, we've got all this candy, and I've had players in the past that like the Reese's Buttercups and stuff.
Yeah.
See, so but we, when you're coaching defense, it's not the most fun thing to coach. So I have to try to give them a little incentive. So that's why it's all started. They'd come in, if they were paid attention, didn't fall asleep, I'd let them grab some candy on the way out. But I have it in my new office now, so it's kind of become kind of a tradition. So
that's why you couldn't coach T.O. You wouldn't get nothing out of that.
That's right.
You wouldn't get nothing out of
it
that side of the ball.
I don't know if he likes ability. I don't know if he likes defense enough.
Yeah,
I'd shoot it for you. That'd be about it.
All right. Question number 2. You were a boxer back in the day, right?
Well, yes, but only for a couple of years. I made it to the semifinals in the state tournament, got beaten on a split decision, but nothing like my dad. So
if we lined up all of the coaches in college basketball, are you winning that? You win that tournament?
I like you in the Final Four, though.
Yeah. I'd like to think I could, but now I'm so just tell my players don't do as I say or do as I do as I say. So I tell them how tough I was. I tell them to act tough and be tough, but I leave it up to those guys instead of me. So
the last question I got to ask. Your son Muslim right there. He's gone now, but he told us that we have to ask you the best story that you have for getting out of a speeding ticket. He told us we got to ask you on the air.
I told you I wasn't going to answer that. So, I've had 2 or 3 of them. One of them I had to my radar detector. I had to break it in front of a cop, actually store it for him to let me go. Jumping up and down on it outside of the highway, which I'm sure was videotaped. But after we won the national championship at Hutchinson, Kansas, Jay Crowder was on that team. So we just won the national championship in overtime and beaten Three Rivers. So I'm driving back, and the bus is 2 or 3 hours ahead of me, and they're having a big reception for us in Big Spring, Texas, when we get back. So I'm driving way too fast, and highway patrolman pulls me over, and I'm telling him we just won a national championship. I'm on this high, so excited, and he says he likes basketball, and we talked for a minute, and I told him beat Three Rivers in overtime, but then he just starts writing me out a ticket, and I said, officer, I thought you were going to let me off, and he goes, hey, I went to Three Rivers. So anyway, that was, but the others I've got a bunch of them, so I drive way too fast, and I'm going to talk to my son about bringing that up.
Well, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to cut off these mics in about 10 minutes, and we're going to head over there. They got a bar right over there to Gordon Biersch, and we're going to get some of those stories flowing.
Oh, I'd love to. Say thank you guys. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good luck to you guys.
Congratulations on a great season.
Man, enjoyed watching you guys
Thank
so
you
much.
guys.
Guys, it's fun to watch.
God bless y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.